Hello, clubbers. Hello, Scarborough. What do we have today?
Hiya, Sparkles. Today we've got an update from Donkeys. Hi, guys.
Hello,
Good
hello,
morning.
donkeys.
Morning, morning, morning.
Morning, guys.
Morning. So, an update, haven't you, lads, with the Donkeys?
Yeah, we certainly do. We've got a top holders drop for the top 50 holders coming up. So the top 50 holders by number of NFTs will also receive a free NFT drop from a brand new collection that we've just minted on the new Opulence X website, which launches well today for me on the 17th of August. So it's all very exciting times. So we're going to be one of the first projects featured on their website. So yeah, so basically I think the threshold for the cutoff for the top 50 is about 25 skulls at the moment. So we haven't done the snapshot yet. We're going to be announcing that at a random time, probably in the next week. So
Get your skulls.
Get your skulls. Start stacking them. So there's still quite a lot that are below 1 XRP. Thank you, paper hands. So I mean, it's can be quite an inexpensive exercise to stack up for to make the threshold at the moment for the top 50 holders. Excellent. And then after that, we've got an Ordinals mint for the skulls coming up as well, which you can talk about a bit later.
Yeah, excellent. So, top 50 holders, did you say, of the skulls?
Yeah. So it's very simple. We just basically, we can do a snapshot, just look at the NFT distribution and see who holds how many, and the top 50 wallets get a free NFT from our special limited edition collection. And they're going to be transferred in order of holding. So the top holder gets the number one, second holder gets number two, etc., down to 50. And in the case of a tie, we'll just basically say that the person that held that number the longest gets the spot. So like if there's a bunch of people tied for 50th spot or something. So we'll be providing. Yeah, exactly. So we'll be providing updates during the next week in terms of what the threshold is, just to keep people up to speed for the ones that are on the cusp that are interested in maybe getting a couple more and getting themselves over the line for the top holders 50 drop.
Excellent. Have you any ideas what that cutoff will be, or?
Well, hopefully, I don't know. I think it'll change constantly. I mean, it's quite likely that it's gone up since we announced the holders, since we've had more than 100 sales in the last 24 hours. I think so.
Currently, the threshold is 27, and the top holder owns 430.
Wow!
So it's gone up a couple since we started. So that's encouraging.
Yeah, I need to buy a couple paper hands. Thank you. Excellent. So what's the Ordinals news?
Well, we always planned on XSkullz being a multi-chain project, like when we started it. So we've decided to go for Ordinals simply because it was a blockchain that we hadn't checked out, and it seemed quite interesting in terms of the way that the inscriptions work and how it's sort of been I don't know, I suppose bootstrapped onto the Bitcoin network, which is interesting in itself. But I mean, we thought we'd try that. We have a Solana collection already for donkeys, so we thought Ordinals would be another interesting one to check out. So yeah, we've got a whitelist open for that currently. So basically, I mean, what we're looking at is Pixel Skull holders can mint 1-to-1, and this one, like because of the nature of Ordinals, it will be a paid mint. So the whitelist spot just basically allows you to mint at half of what the public mint price is. So for whitelist holders, it'll be 0.00035 BTC and 0.0007 for public mint. So I mean, one of the other reason that we're doing a paid mint over there is, like, I mean, we're effectively using it as a form of raising funds for the project to develop the GameFi that we're doing longer term in donkeys, because I don't know. I mean, we tried to go down the crowdfunding route, but all crypto's banned from every single crowdfunding platform because they decided it's selling securities. So I don't know. We'll have to get back to them and say, have you seen the decision about XRP not being a security? Can we have a crowdfunding back,
how
please?
about now? So
So,
how have you found Ordinals? How was it? With
well,
getting started
we're
on
we're
that?
pretty much we've decided that we're going to wait until we've finished off the XRPL stuff, because like we always intended on doing the top holders collection. We had a few like one of ones like which were animated GIF NFTs that we gave away to, you know, for competitions and stuff like that. So I think there was 2 or 3 of the animated ones, and then we've got the top 50 holders, which is just basically a thank you for the people that supported the project. I mean, it started off as a free mint, but you know, a lot of people really like the skulls, and we were on trending, you know, almost constantly for the first couple of weeks after we launched the collection. We broke XRP Cafe doing it, which was fun. I think we're the only
always
project
fun.
that, yeah, we think we're the only project that's actually broken their website and taken it offline and completely. So that was always good.
Oh, and how
So
was
yeah, we just
onboarding
thought we'd tidy up.
onto? How hard was it to onboard onto Ordinals?
Oh, let Donkey answer that one. So he's a technical guy.
Actually, it was a lot easier than onboarding onto the XRPL, if I have to be honest. I used a website. I'll share the link with you, and it's also pretty much plug and play. Loaded my images, loaded my metadata, and it did everything for you. Yeah, couldn't be easier.
And was it expensive or?
What we're doing is we're doing a lazy mint. So from my side, it cost me hardly anything. It sort of just on the mint, basically. Give me a second, I'll find the link for you.
Yeah, I think it works out to about $30 per mint. Like, just I
Right.
mean, that was at the price of Bitcoin that we were looking at, and that includes like the inscription fees and the transaction fees and all of that. So, I mean, it's obviously a different scene to the XRPL, where people are used to, you know, basically getting everything for free.
Free.
but
Surely
yeah,
you're
so,
giving
I mean,
something free.
yeah, no, we can't, like, basically, I mean, essentially because of the inscription fees and the mint and the transaction costs of the network. I mean,
Yeah.
doing a free mint just isn't really something that we have the capacity to do at the moment. But I mean, in terms of like what we're looking at doing for people that do join us over on Ordinals, you know, on mint out, we're basically going to drop 0.666 of a Bitcoin to one holder. So I mean, effectively, it's a 10,000 collection. I mean, we've all got all new traits on the from the XRPL ones. So they're in Ordinals orange, which you know, does look very sexy, and we've got like a load of new traits that we did for this collection as well. So effectively, each one of those is going to be like a raffle ticket. So we're just going to be selecting a number from 1 to 10,000, and the number that comes up gets 0.666 of a Bitcoin, which I mean, Bitcoin's gone down a bit, but at the time we did it, it was about $20,000 to one holder. So, you know, I mean, when you're looking at you know, about $30 per mint, then, you know, it could net you 20 grand. So that's dependent on minting out. But like, you know, what I said, I mean, we are looking at using it effectively as a way of fundraising for our DeFi game development for donkeys. So you know, as part of that, I mean, we're sort of approaching it the way that we approached the crowdfunding platforms when we tried to use those and got knocked back because it was crypto. And you know, basically when we get the threshold for, you know, what we need for game development, basically every Ordinals holder is going to get like a pack of XRPL GameFi NFTs, which will be, you know, because the game that we're building is effectively like a multiplayer racing game using, you know, the PFPs as game characters, and then we'll be having like vehicles and things like that as well. It's all NFT based, so you'll be getting like NFTs of vehicles as well as the PFPs. So you have everything that you need to start playing and earning in the game when the development of that is finished. And the threshold for that is not minting out completely. So the threshold for that is quite a bit lower. But, you know, we decided that, you know, in between the combination of having, you know, chance to win, you know, a couple of tens of thousands of US dollars back in a mint prize, and helping out the projects in terms of our longer term development. I mean, that's what we've got in terms of the incentives for people joining us over on Ordinal. So maybe we wanted to be transparent about that, you know, right from the start, so it didn't look like a cash grab. I mean, it's all going straight back into the project.
Excellent. So when's the whitelist end? How long have you got to jump on your whitelist?
I don't think we've got an end date at the moment. I mean, because we did have to wait in a couple of marketplaces for well, basically waiting on Opulence X to launch. I mean, for the top 50 skulls, and then also the other yeah, Mrs. The female vampire collection that we had running. So that kind of like put other stuff on hold because we wanted to finish the XRPL stuff for skulls before we moved on to Ordinals. So the timing was sort of based on that. But I mean, you know, Opulence X have added a load of features to the website basically because we asked for them. So that was an amazing thing that they've done. So I think they're, I mean, having had a look at the site and the user interface and stuff, I think they're going to be a very popular marketplace on the XRPL, and they're going to give some of these other ones a real run for their money.
And about time we had another one.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's too many gatekeepers on the XRPL, particularly with the marketplaces. And you know, some of them are really good and have been very good to us. But I mean, others, you know, there's probably a bit that they could do to improve. Let me just say it, you know, politely. And you know, I mean, I think more competition is always healthy because it encourages all the other ones to strive to improve as well. So,
and yeah, because otherwise they become lazy and just that'll do anyway. So
yeah, exactly. So you know, I mean, I saw you guys did the survey of what marketplaces you use, and I'm sure there's a bit of variety in terms of the ones that people do use. But you know, it's good to see, you know, non-grant recipients from Ripple like coming up with something that is superior, in my opinion, to the grant recipients ones. So you know, I mean, it's obviously good to see a lot of building in the space and a lot of innovation. But yeah, like I'm you know, personally very excited for the launch of the Opulence X marketplace because I mean it looks fantastic. It's incredibly easy to navigate, and it's got some features that none of the others do yet. So
and were they helpful as well?
Oh, absolutely. Like Mel's wonderful. She's one of the best people in the space. So so you know, I mean, I've you know, get on very well with her, as does Donkeys. So she's been very helpful and effectively added features to the sites that that we needed. Sort of, you know, they did have a slightly different focus that they were looking at in terms of what they were planning on doing with the site, and we basically said, look, we need these features, and so they added them, and they actually delayed their launch a bit for that, so that they could add these things. So yeah, we're obviously, you know, not gonna look elsewhere because they did all this amazing work, you know, at our behest, or you know, the behest of ourselves and future customers. Can't take all the credit for it. I mean, it was needed features, but to their credit, they basically added them. So so yeah, we're looking very excited to see the launch of Opulence X's NFT marketplace on the 17th. So today for me.
That's tomorrow for us lot.
yeah. I'm living in the future.
Hey, you'll see it before us then.
I don't think so. I think Mel lives in Hawaii, so she's right at the other end of the international time zones. So it could be later, but I'm not sure whether they're going for Eastern. Well, I'm not sure which time zone they're using for the launch, but I think it'll launch globally at a certain time that they pick at some certain time zone. So I'm not sure which one that they're using. But
and is there many collections gone to there, or?
I don't think there's many. Like, they've got their own native collection up, and then there's a couple of ours. I'm not sure whether they've got any other ones up yet because, like, it has been, you know, their emphasis has been initially on building the site rather than going looking for business afterwards. But I think, you know, I think they'll probably attract quite a few projects to mint, you know, quite quickly, simply because of, you know, there's they do have a lot to offer. So I mean, obviously, I mean, people shop around projects shop around looking for the best place to mint, and you know, sometimes sometimes the marketplaces can accommodate you and sometimes they can't. Like, I mean, XRP Cafe did a fantastic job of the free mint for the skulls for us. But you know, they weren't necessarily in a position to be able to do, you know, the top holders ones the same way. So you know, you know, you mint where it's best for each collection.
I think as well where you're comfortable as well minting.
Yeah. So I mean, we've
build.
minted some of the early collections on Xmart, and you know, there's positive and negative things about that. I mean, there's some features that they have that are great, some features that they were lacking at the time. So you know, it's it's just pick and choose, and in between all the marketplaces, they have pretty much all the features you need. But it's nice. It'd be nice to have a bit of competition and see the marketplaces all improve in general, and give a better user experience, and also a better project experience when it comes to minting.
Yeah, I think we'll have to put opulence on our list, MD, of
Yeah.
marketplaces if we haven't got them, because we're going to do a YouTube about marketplaces, so that'll be interesting to have a look at opulence.
Right now, we don't have a
Compare it.
site or anything yet, so we'll have to wait a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
but I'm saying it'll
should be able to see it later in the
interesting
day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to have a look at it and chuck it in there and
Definitely.
chat about it.
Scarbo, I'll just send you a link for the Pixel Ordinal skulls. I mean, it's already up and already loaded. It's just not live yet because obviously we're not minting it, but it's already up and loaded there.
Yeah.
I've just put the link with you there.
Yeah, cheers. I pass it on to MD. Yeah, got that. Cheers, mate. Well, do you want us to put that in the YouTube, that link up?
You can, so people can see it's there. I mean, it's not, I can't do anything with it, but it's
yeah,
there.
we'll add it so it's there if people want to have a look at it anyway, and have a look at Ordinals and Gamma anyway. So
We'll add it in the description as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, so the other thing that we've got going on at the moment is the second season of Donkey Poker, which we have two collections of donkey vampires. So the first one was Gabriel, who was a male donkey, and then the current one that we have is a female vampire donkey.
Got to show us the Vampire Donkeys, MD.
Yeah, they look hot. They look hot. So
They
prepare
do.
yourselves.
They do. I shouldn't be looking at them this time of the evening, let's be honest.
You need a quiet moment to yourself.
Yeah. So that's, did you say season 2 of your poker?
Season 2 of the poker. So you basically we've gated it for holders of our Mrs. Donkey collection. So it's not the vampires; it's the regular regular unvampirish donkeys, Mrs. Donkeys. So they're basically they're available to buy for 50 XRP each. So that gives you like a whole year of poker. So it works out to like one XRP a week, pretty much for poker. And every week we give away a vampire NFT. So the first ones were incredibly popular. So I mean, and there is some utility in all of them that is
gotta have utility, but otherwise no one wants it. Come on.
No. Look, I mean, look, all of our utilities minus the skulls, minus the pixel skulls, have utility at the moment. Like with the pixel skulls, I mean, we were looking at adding utility to them within the game that we're planning on building. But I mean, full disclosure, the skulls don't really have any utility. They're a straight art project at the moment.
Do they need you? Not everything needs utility.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So look, I mean, a lot of people have really liked the skulls, even though that they're just effectively an art NFT. But like with all of the donkeys NFTs, you can stake them on StakeX to get a utilities token. We've got a breeding program coming up between the male and the female donkeys, where you can breed a baby donkey, which is going to be the next major series that we release. So and basically the only way that you're gonna get a baby donkey is by breeding 2 of the parents. So you
never know nowadays, mate.
Oh no, yeah, it's true. Like, no, we're very conservative here with our animal husbandry. We're not having any abominations, but
we believe in biology.
Yeah, we believe in biological science. So just leave it at that.
Leave it at that
before we start getting cancelled.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, and where'd you join in the poker? How can you join in?
Through the Discord. So I mean, the link's posted in the XRDonkeys cross-chain donkeys Discord each week. So yeah, basically it's the Mrs. Donkey summer collection that you basically have to be a holder of. So there's I think a couple of hundred of those left that we've minted. So with the Vampire Donkeys, we did actually mint a few more than what we're giving away in the poker game. So we're going to keep back 52 of them for the poker game, and then I think how many was it? It was a 249 that we minted altogether, I think. So
It
so
was
so
250, but I messed up one, so they became 249.
yeah, so those like some of the female vampires will be available for sale. Like with the first series, the Gabriels, the only way that you could get one was either by winning a poker game or by buying it on the secondary market, so you could pretend that you won a poker game. And you know, those
OG rolled. I want a poker.
Yeah, well,
roll.
I mean, those were basically. I mean, like, it was back in the time when everybody started playing poker, waiting for XLS 20 to go live. So those were XLS 14s that got converted over to XLS 20. So, and yeah, they were very popular at the time. So, we thought, and poker's always a really good community event that people.
It's a great event. It's good. People get together, have a chat, and it's good.
Yeah. So it's one of the nicer, more social activities that you do in the via the Discords or through your community groups. So we wanted to keep that going.
And what day is your poker on?
Sundays.
On Sunday.
Sunday. So it's 5 p.m. EST, which is 10 p.m. UK time.
Yeah.
Or 11 p.m. European, or 7 o'clock in the morning for me, right over here in Australia. So on the next day, so Monday morning. So it's the 5 p.m. EST is the time zone that seems to work the best for everyone around the world in the various time zones that they're in. So
I've just shared a link. Sorry to interrupt you, Adam. I've just shared a link with you for the Mrs. Donkey summer collection, the ones that's available to play, to use.
Cheers, buddy. I'll pass that on.
They're pretty sexy as well.
Yeah, I've got me one of them babies.
Oh, nice. You have to join us for the poker.
So why don't you come play poker with us on Sundays?
Well, it's usually more getting ready for work, but I will do. I'll keep forgetting, to be honest, buddy. I don't really do Discords over a weekend. It's my rest time, but.
Oh, there's no rest for the wicked in crypto. It's 24/7.
Oh, buddy, I've got to with that. Everyone has enough of me every other day of the week. I need to rejuvenate myself.
Oh God, isn't that the truth? It's like, people hold it against you. It's like, I broke my leg and I took a week off, and it's like, how dare you? Have you rugged?
Yeah.
So...
I DM'd you 10 seconds ago. Why haven't you replied?
Yes, I was sleeping. I was visiting my wife in the hospital. It's like, but I want my OG role. So
Yeah.
What you asleep for? I've DM'd you.
Pretty much like that.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably one of the good things about Donkey and I being in different time zones is that we've got most of the day covered between the two of us.
Yeah. So. I've DM'd you, sir, 5 seconds ago. Why won't you reply? You're ignoring me. You're rugging on me, sir.
Yeah, you're rugging, yes. You rugger, sir. I got my free airdrop and I want another one.
Yeah. What do I get free? But I've just given you a free NFT. Yeah, but what do I get free with that free NFT?
Yeah, what rewards do I get for holding this thing that you gave me for free?
Yeah. I'll give you some XRP, mate, just for you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the XRPL.
It does make you a little bit cynical after a while, but look, I mean, there's a lot of amazing. There are a lot of amazing people on the.
Oh,
XRP,
definitely,
so,
definitely.
And
we've got no amazing people.
Yeah, we've and there's one of the things about it being a relatively small community of people. It is like reasonably tight knit, and you get to know a lot of people as well.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, let's be honest. After a bit, you can filter out the people anyway, can't you? Let's be honest.
Yeah. You can work out.
You see them all the time anyway. Here they come again, and then they don't do anything. So.
Look, I mean, one thing you can guarantee is that word gets around pretty quick on the XRPL because everybody's in everybody else's Discord.
Yeah. Everyone see everyone. Oh, it's you again.
Yeah. So it's like it's the regular crew, like it's like you join a new projects and it's like already all the same people that you already know in Discord.
Yeah. You beat me to it. Have you got an OG role? Damn.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me about this one?
Yeah, I think that's one of the nicer things about the XRPL, that it is it is a relatively small and somewhat tight knit community. I mean, compared to some of the other chains. Like, I mean, it'll obviously be great when there's broader adoption, which will bring in a lot more liquidity than there is in the space at the moment. I mean, I think that's one of the challenges of the NFTs, is that, like, there's only 25,000 people or something that hold XRPL NFTs at the moment. So it doesn't really take very long for the market to become saturated. So which
Yeah,
makes
I
it a
mean,
bit of a
at the
challenge.
moment, everyone's just swapping them between themselves, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's just
So
a
I mean, that's
circle of the same people.
yeah, and and then you've got the further complication that some people expect XRP to skyrocket in value.
That is a problem.
And so so people don't actually want to spend their XRP. So I mean, that's holding the space back as well, I think. I mean, like, Ethereum doesn't have that problem, but, like, I mean, there's this unique, strange, and, in my opinion, unfounded belief that XRP is gonna go to multi tens of thousands of dollars each, which I personally don't think it will happen. Simply because the dynamics of the blockchain and the way it works, like, just doesn't allow for that. And a lot of it's just hopium being sold by influencers who are doing it for money. So
and subscribers, followers, and the rest of it.
Exactly.
Anyone with a brain cell
ad
knows.
revenue. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, there seem to be a lot of people in the crypto space that don't, and half of them are influencers. I mean,
but
a lot of them
let's be honest, they
low
can't
information people.
They can't read a post above their question, so there you go.
Yeah.
That tells you a lot. So, but that is a problem, that people won't part with a couple of XRP at the moment. Because
because they think it's
going
to make them a millionaire, so they're 5 XRP because it's the standard. And it's like, I mean, I think Ripple, to a certain extent, themselves propagate that myth. But I mean, look, they're a company and they're doing business and they've got their own agenda. So and their agenda might not always fall in line with what people on the XRPL would like to happen, and that's just business. But I mean, people, I think, just need to have a cold hard look at the facts, and filter out the hopium and the bullshit about XRP, so that they can take opportunities that are coming up with some of the great projects that are building on the XRPL. Because I mean, personally, I've always maintained that I can see there's various projects that are so good on the XRPL that they will outperform XRP itself, like on any given day. Because the value of them will rise faster than the value of XRP. So simply because there's so much utility in the projects, or they're providing a service that's so valuable. So I mean, I think I actually think that the more interesting and exciting space is on the XRPL itself, rather than just being an XRP holder and saying, I'm never giving anybody my XRP until it hits 10,000 each.
Well, you're never getting rid of it then.
I think you might be in for a bit of a wait.
Pass that, leave that to your kids and your grandkids. Put that in the will. Don't sell until. But it is a big problem with people not wanting to buy or do anything with their XRP. They're just holding it, and everything's coming to a standstill.
Look, I mean, people go, I don't want to be the Bitcoin pizza guy and buy an NFT with my XRP. But it's like, I mean, the way that I look at it is like, Bitcoin, like the guy that bought the pizza with Bitcoin, that was proof of concept that it could actually be used for exchange. So, if he hadn't done that, or if the people hadn't done that, the Bitcoin could conceivably still be worth nothing. So, like, I mean, that was what was the hard evidence. It's like, oh yeah, I bought a pizza with 10,000 Bitcoin. Okay, so I mean, that's a lot by today's standards, but Bitcoin was worth nothing at the time. And it was just ones and zeros on a computer screen, and that was the proof of concept that it could be used as a payment system. So I mean, I think people need to, I suppose, and it was actually using and spending the tokens that gave the tokens value. So I think that's and that's what the experience of Ethereum has been as well. Like, I mean, people don't worry about the price of ETH skyrocketing, so they're going to sit on it. They buy it to swap to ERC20 tokens and use for the gas fees on the network, which are outrageous. But there you go. And I think
the thing is, the marketplace moves. You need movement within the marketplace for it to succeed. It's sitting stagnating is no good for the marketplaces.
Yeah, exactly. So all these people that are stacking and not doing anything, they're effectively holding themselves back. I mean, if what they want is the price of XRP to go up, I mean, that goes up because, you know, people gravitate to where there's action. And, you know, if there's no action, then, you know, the price isn't going to change.
No.
And it just ends up being a dead stagnant chain. And it's like waiting for Ripple or all these globalist organizations to come in and you know, buy your XRP off you and make you rich. I mean, well, quite frankly, I mean, if you know bankers, I don't think they generally like sharing wealth with people. So I think you might be in for a bit of disappointment if
you money.
No, as well. The thing is, like, you honestly think, you know, the globalists and the bankers are going to get this load of, you know, plebs, let them get rich off XRP because they're an early holder. It's like, you know, they'd find some way to work around to avoid having to share that anyway. But
too right,
you know,
they ain't going to make people
like,
millionaires. That's the thing.
No, look, I mean, when you look at, I mean, the fact you can tokenize anything on the XRPL, so it's like this idea is like, oh well, like, you know, why would they use one XRP to represent, you know, one asset when you can just issue a token to do it, you know? So, you know, and then you can just exchange these issued tokens for the cost of a transaction. So I think people that, you know, think that, you know, XRP is going to be worth tens of thousands of dollars because that's like the, you know, the total global, you know, international exchange market divided by the supply of XRP. They don't understand how the ledger works, and they certainly don't understand how banks would operate. So, you know, particularly when it comes to, you know, it's like, well, oh, we could do it this way, and it would cost us, you know, 100,000 times as much, you know, and, you know, basically we'd involve buying, you know, or a vast amount of tokens off the general public, or we could just issue our own token and use XRP for transaction fees, like, and do it on a federated sidechain that people don't have access to, because, you know, there's obviously privacy issues and stuff that banks will need that the ledger doesn't cater to, because it's completely public, all the transactions. So that isn't something that I think a lot of banks would be able to deal with either, unless it was in a sort of, you know, behind a privacy firewall of some kind.
Yeah, so there we go. That's yeah,
so good we got that out of the way.
We got that out of the way. There we go.
It's not going to 10,000. Buy NFTs.
Yeah, buy some NFTs. Get this marketplace going.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
But the marketplace does need movement because it's just stagnating at the moment. So
yeah, it's very, very low velocity at the moment. And I think, you know, like a lot of the free mints that are coming through at the moment, they're just, you know, sucking up what small amount of liquidity there is on the secondary market, and, you know, and a lot of them aren't, you know, the greatest quality, and it just makes it difficult for projects that do want to do paid mints to compete, because it becomes a bit of a race to the bottom. So
and as well with free mints, if you're a new project and you're charging, people want to know why you're not giving them for free, and that's becoming a problem. Because it's everyone's expecting everything for free.
Yeah, look, I mean, we did XSkullz as a free mint, and that was just an experiment on our part, because we've done, you know, several paid mints, and, you know, we just wanted to, you know, try that as well. And it is a way of giving back to some of the people that's holders, and it's like we did prioritize. Which is fine. You know, yeah, I mean, people that were our holders already were, you know, prioritized on the whitelist for the number that they got for free and stuff like that. So we did make sure to look after our holders. But, you know, I mean, it was bizarre, the difference in between doing a free mint and a paid mint. And it's like, I mean, it kind of turns what you know about, you know, marketing NFTs on its head, you know, in terms of the difference between the two. So, you know, we've done nearly 6,000 XRP in secondary sales. So, you know, which is pretty good for a free mint. So, you know, I mean, it's one of those things, and it's like, you know, whereas a paid mint, like, we probably wouldn't have done anywhere near that in secondary. So, you know, it is strange. I suppose, you know, the prices that people are charging are lower, but I mean, even there's collections that have got, you know, floor prices, not necessarily ours, but I mean, there's some collections out there, the floor prices are comparative to the free mints, and they just don't sell for some reason. So, but the free mint ones
that
do.
I don't understand.
So, yeah.
Less than one XRP and they still don't sell. So it's weird.
Yeah, it is strange. So I think that's just a factor of the market. I mean, simply because the numbers of people that are currently holding NFTs on the XRPL, it's like, I mean, it's a function of that. I mean, it's like when you've only got that many people, it doesn't take long before everybody's got 100 each of everything.
Yeah.
And
I don't want no more of them.
No, well, I mean, and obviously, I mean, everybody's got a limited budget to a certain extent, and we do have a lot of people from the XRPL that are from developing countries and stuff like that. So obviously, their financial means isn't likely to be anywhere near as high as like somebody in a Western country as well. So so there is that, and I think that's just the nature of the space at the moment. And I think that is probably one of the downsides of the low transaction fees that you get on the XRPL, because I mean, people can sell for nothing and still the fees don't wipe out anything that you make. I mean, you wouldn't see people listing for 10 cents on Ethereum because the gas fees for the transaction would cost them 20 times as much.
Yeah.
So
so anything else to add about donkeys?
No, just that we're always building. We're always building. We're one of the OG projects, and we're committed to. The project was designed to run for 10 years minimum. So we're building out new collections, adding new characters. Looking at adding new utilities wherever we can and just trying to do add as much value as possible for our holders. Because we try and do the best by them, because they've done the best by us by being part of our community. So yeah, I mean, we've got the poker, we've got the top skulls, we've got the ordinals mint, and longer term in the pipeline, we've got our GameFi development, which should be very nice when we can get the game into production. But I mean, obviously, that's entirely dependent on securing the funding for it, which we're trying to do through NFT sales. So I mean, if people would like to support the project and support the long-term development of the project, and you will get get minting, and you'll get a lot of stuff in return. So I mean, that's what we've always looked at. We're going to do it together as a community, and we like to give back as much as we possibly can. Yeah.
You are sorry, buddy.
What was that?
Just spend your XRP and buy NFTs.
Buy NFTs.
Yeah, spend your XRP, buy NFTs, help the space grow.
And that will help XRP, buddy.
that'll help the price. That'll help the price of XRP.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if nobody used Bitcoin, it'd be worth nothing. If nobody used Ethereum, it would be worth nothing. And it's like, people that aren't using XRP, it's like work out.
If you didn't spend fiat, it'd be worth nothing, would it? Let's be honest. So you've got to spend.
Exactly. You got to spend it for it to be actually worth something. So people need to get out of the mentality that I'm going to stack it and I'm going to be the clever person that became a millionaire by doing nothing. That's not the way it works. Like, get involved.
Buy an NFT and it could be worth more than what you're holding.
Yeah, and look, I mean, seriously, if the turnover of or the volume of NFT sales and stuff like that goes up significantly, that makes it an exciting space for bigger and more established projects to want to switch over from other chains as well. So and then it has a snowballing effect. I mean, so that's really I think the direction that we need to go. I mean, people just need to get over this whole influencer bullshit about sky high XRP prices and just focus on the XRPL itself, because that's where the real utility of XRP is. And that's what I think the real strength of XRP is the ledger itself and what you can do with it and the projects that are building on it.
Definitely.
That's right. Well, we want to thank you guys.
MD?
Anything else? No, I'm covered. I'm all covered.
You covered. You covered.
I was really enjoyed it.
Well, everybody,
to the moon.
check out all
Thank
the
you.
socials for the donkeys. Thanks for being here.
Keep up to date with what's happening and what's coming up with them. Join the poker, win a Vampire XRDONKEY. And on that note, EO to the moon.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers,
Thanks for having us.
guys. Thanks a lot.